Jai Sri Krishna. And today, let us talk about surrender and miracles. So, let me start. On the 12th of February of 2020, it dawned like any other day. Then, in the early evening, a sudden restlessness entered me like an unwelcome guest. Why, I asked. I mentally went through so called unpleasant situations going on in my life and those I cared for. But no, it was not that. Then what was it? I looked deeper into the dark new alley that had just taken birth within me, and a strong feeling arose that I should write. But write about what? Anyway, I was reading the other day that when you want something, the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Or rather, when the universe wants you to do something, it conspires for you to achieve it. And other self help gurus say that when you want something, you must start behaving as if you already own it. So when I say surrender to the pen to write, I do not mean that the pen will do all the work. The desire that you hold may have originated in the soul of the universe, but one must work towards it, and the universe will help you. So here I am, and as is my philosophy in life, I do my best and I leave the rest. So, with a deep feeling of gratitude in what I have in me, I move ahead, my hand firmly in His. Come along with me on this journey and join me in what I'm about to say. So let us talk of surrender. That's a tough topic to tackle because let's try. Our mind is trained to be active, to do something. But in this case, after having done all you could, don't do, just be. Being passive is death for the ego. Thoughts will then by and by cease. Allow what is happening to happen. Don't interfere. Receptivity is always passive. You're not going to create the truth. The truth is already there. What you are is already there. Just wait. Being active for the world is good, but what is helpful for the world is not so helpful when you move into God, unto the universe. Surrender is always unto the unknown. Only be aware. Fall in love with the cosmos, with the Virat Swarup, with the life force of Lord Krishna, and watch miracles unfold. So let me share a strange situation that happened in my life that you may call a miracle. And here I quote Tulsidas, who says, तुलसी इस संसार में सबसे मिलियो धाय, ना जाने किस रूप में नारायण मिल जाए. Meaning, Tulsi states that in this world, meet everyone with cheer and without ego, because you never know in whose form God has decided to meet you. Now, who does not wish to have a desire fulfilled? The fact is that the million to one situations, which one may call miracles, are staring at us in the face in our everyday occurrences. I have said earlier, I like to write about miracles in my life, increases my faith. So I had a manat, a promise that I would climb up the steps and hill that lead to Balaji if my wish were to come true. And the wish did come true. Making deals with God, maybe not such a great idea. But our childish human understanding probably tells us that making a deal may lure God into fulfilling our desire. I believe that the bargain that we make increases our faith. So, yeah, it increases our faith, and that faith in turn makes the wish come true. Balaji, the temple of Venkateshwara, is today located at the top of the seven hills in Tirumala in the south of India. It stands as a special place commemorating the marriage between Lord Vishnu and Padmavati. Every day, a Kalyan Utsavam celebrates the divine union and a celebration that stretches to eternity. Even today, during the Brahmotsavam at the temple, turmeric, kumkum, and a sari are sent from the temple to Alamelu Mangapuram, the abode of Padmavati. The very rich temple is famous for granting boons, and it is believed that the Vastu or Feng Shui of the temple is extremely powerful for spiritual worship. To come back to the story in question, the car dropped me at the foot of the hill. The only way to go up, those days mobiles were non existent, so there was no way that I could call back the car if I changed my mind to climb. So, what I was saying is that I had to climb up, and the car would leave me at the foot of the hills, and it went up. So, there were no mobiles, so there was no way I could call anyone to send me back the car. There are no phones on the way that I could use. So those days mobiles were non-existent, so there was no way that I could call back the car if I changed my mind to climb. I saw big posters asking one to be cautious of big pickpockets and advised one against speaking with strangers, and yet cautioned about going up alone. I sat confused on the steps of the temple. Now I could not go up alone, and they say do not go up with strangers. I sat confused on the steps of the temple. I saw a few decent looking groups going up, but decided against it as I'm not a fast walker and would only delay them. I met a sweet looking plump woman and asked her if she was planning on climbing up the steps up to Balaji. I figured that because she was a little on the heavier side, she would be a slow climber, but no luck. She said she was not climbing, but suggested that I ask the temple pujari. I asked, and he immediately agreed to accompany me. The priest's name was Ramchand, and he seemed like a gentle, sweet soul. I told him that I would pay him a certain amount, to which he readily agreed. He was wonderful. He helped me with my water bottle and did not hurry me. At one point, a young boy of 12 joined us. I presume he was with my guide. I remember telling myself that I have a guru in the form of the pujari and Krishna as a young boy on the pilgrimage. I reached the summit and paid my guide what I had promised him. I was so satisfied with my guide's services that I asked him if he would accompany me when I decided to climb up again. The pujari said yes, and that I could ask anyone in the temple as all knew him. I insisted on a telephone number or address. I told him, give me a telephone number, give me an address. But he gently refused to give it to me, repeating that everyone in the temple knew his whereabouts and all I needed to do was ask for him. When I next went to Balaji, very confidently I told my friend, oh, no problem, there is the pujari in the temple who everyone knows and who will accompany us and who will help us up. But when I went next to Balaji, I went to the temple and asked for Ramchand, the temple pujari. Everyone there insisted that never had been a pujari by that name in the temple. So who was it? Think about it. But until next time, you take care and God bless.